Alrighty. Okay, Ryan Steinolfson, thank you so much from acceleratemarketing.com. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Me too. So I actually came across you from somebody that actually went into one of my books, and they sent me an email, and I was like, oh, I really like this, and I asked him about it, and then he told me that you were the one that set it up. So you do, you teach people how to get found on Google and different strategies on different things, like you were just saying about videos and things like that.
Yep.
And reviews. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we help people rank higher so they can get found on Google, and we do it a little bit differently, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I can't wait. So what would you like to start with first?
Well, I think, the foundation, and this is what makes us a little bit different, is that we typically start with in reverse, meaning than a lot of other agencies have for years and years and years. And we started, my agency's been around for about a decade here in the US. As you said, it's Accelerate Marketing. We have helped hundreds of companies throughout the years, some of the top property management companies and real estate companies in the world, from New Zealand to Australia to the US to all over the world. And one of the things that has really helped us is our ability to train the staff and educate them on a grassroots level to really understand understand the importance of getting reviews and shift their culture. And the only way to do that is through training. And I'll just tell you a quick story about how this happened. So I was working, 7-8 years ago with one of my now good friends, Kevin Knight from Liberty Property Management. He is a past president of NARPM over here in the US. And he was just telling me, he's like, Ryan, I have this problem. We've got this Google Map thing happening. This is back, 6-7 years ago. And, this thing's showing up with this map, and it's got Liberty Management on it. And we've got some reviews from our property, renters. And, inevitably, because they're the police officers, so to speak, I mean, they're the ones that are in between, the owners and the renters, inevitably they're the bad guys, and they get made out to be the bad guys a lot. And so he had a 2.3 star rating, something like that, because a lot of the renters were bashing him because he was representing the owners, rightfully so, and implementing getting the security deposit back and all that stuff. Anyway, long story short, he said, I got to fix this. I said, okay, well, I used to work I used to sell like medical devices and pharmaceuticals. And one of the things, I sold this blood test for heart disease. And one of the things that made me so successful doing that, one of the top reps in the country, was because it wasn't about selling the doctor. The doctor, for the most part, knew it was the right thing to do. It was getting the nurses to actually draw the blood for me. That was the key. It was getting the nurses to buy in, because they were the ones that really ran the show, so to speak. I mean, when it comes right down to it, it's your staff. It's the people on the front lines that are dealing with the property owners, the BDMs, or the property managers that are dealing with the renters, that can make or break your company. Let's face it, they're on the front lines. And so I said, well, why don't we do this? I said, I used to do these in-services. I think I can train your staff on the who, what, where, when, and why of getting reviews. And so we got them all up into a room. And this is back before Zoom was, everybody knew about Zoom now, knows about Zoom now, but this is before everybody knew about Zoom. And, he put me up on the big screen in his conference room with, 17 people. He had a big company, he still does, in San Antonio, Texas. And he said, go for it, you're on. And I educated the staff. I gave them a mechanism, which we now call the Google Naked link. And I'll tell you why, is because if you send that link out to somebody, you're basically naked in the sense that you're exposed to getting a negative review potentially, because it takes the person directly to where they can leave a review. Up to that point, there was no way to get somebody directly to where they can leave a review, and that was part of the problem. Google finally made it to where we could send people to a direct address that would bypass having to explain to people how they got to go to the Google My Business page and how they got to scroll down and how they got to look for the stars and then click. And it was like a 5-step process, and it was impossible to explain to people. So we gave the staff this Google naked link that took people directly to where they needed to leave a review, and we empowered them to text that out to people. And once we trained them on what we called a reviewable moment was. And so we helped them identify the different points in their business when they had a reviewable moment. And in real estate, it's when that property is purchased or when that property is sold at the closing table. You just leave the room. You say, hey, while you have a second here, I'm going to leave the room. Would you mind leaving me a review? And then you leave the room. They have nothing better to do. All they got is their smartphone in there for 5 or 10 minutes. And so that one strategy right there will help a lot of people. And when we did that, wouldn't you know it, they have now, this is 5-6 years later, they have more reviews than any other property management company in the world, because I educated their staff, and because we made it fun. We gave them because you can't pay to get reviews you can't pay the person to leave you a review. You can't, you can pay your staff though to get a review. So we motivated the heck out of the staff. It was just before, Christmas, and he sold it as a Christmas bonus opportunity, and he paid his staff, I think it was like $50 a review to get reviews. And I mean, some people walked away with Christmas bonuses of like $4,000 or $5,000, because they just got a ton of reviews. And so I'll show you. So do you mind if I share my screen really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I got a lot of tabs open because I know we're going to probably talk about Matt Conniff, but let's go property management, San Antonio. That's MAG. Okay. So property management, San Antonio. So you can see, like right now, and this is something that we're like, so now, and this is very interesting. So you've got, and I'm glad this happened. And here's the thing I want to do. I want to type this in. I want to look, and this is something that I want you guys to use as well. Okay. This local, if you go to Bright Local and you type in local search results checker, this is a great tool that will allow you to find the search results as if you're in that location. Because one of the problems is if you're not in the location, it doesn't give you an accurate result. So let's go back. I'm going to search again, and I'll show you how to use this tool. It's a great tool. So if I go to property manager, and then I'll go to San Antonio. And then I'm going to look, you can either look for Google search or Google Maps. And I'm going to do Google search first. And then I'm going to click on get search results. And then I can go to page 1.
And will that show Google Ads as well?
Yeah, it'll show everything. Yeah. So this is the result for, let's see, hold on one second. Is that San Antonio? Here we go. So here's the result for property management San Antonio. So yes, it's showing you the ads. Okay. And you can see let's see, is that really 201,000 searches a month? I think it's a little bit high. Yeah, that's for the entire country. So you can see there's Archer, IBC, Highland, and if I go to more places, yeah, we actually haven't been working on his local search engine optimization. It's Liberty Management is the name of his company, and I don't know if they've broken some sort of rule, but this is very interesting because we have not, in all the times that I've done this search, I've never. Let's go back and let's do search again, and I'm going to look under maps, and we'll do the same thing for another.
Never work with children or Google.
What's that?
I said, never work with children or Google.
Right. You never know. I mean, this is, you can get, and that's another really good point. Is that you can actually, and this, people don't know this, if you break Google's rules, you can be deleted. And we do a lot of what we call spam fighting, where if a company either is not, I'll just say there's a few reasons why a company can literally be deleted off of Google My Business. And we do a lot of this. We call it spam fighting. And if a company is not, let's say that they're advertising that they're actually at a certain address, but they're not, we can actually have that changed, and or the company might even be deleted if we actually find that. And this is something that people don't know about, that you can actually do. And you can report your competitors if, for example, they have multiple locations and maybe one's closed down and they've moved, but they still have that Google My Business page open. That other Google My Business page will absolutely be closed down. If they're not at that address, we actually send somebody out, take a picture of the physical address with some other business there, and Google will remove that business from that location.
Yes.
And that, I don't know if somebody did that to Liberty Property Management or not, but they're not showing up at all. They had over 600, and this is one of their competitors, funny. Look at that, 874 reviews. They were nowhere in terms of reviews. And now all of a sudden, you know, I can tell you when we started 6 years ago.
Take them over, did they?
What's that?
They didn't take them over.
No, they didn't. You can't take over somebody here. So here's Liberty. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened to them, but I'm surprised Kevin hasn't been calling me, because this is something that's brand new. And I'll show you another competitor. I'll show you another client that we worked with. And this is the first time I've seen it. He had over 600 and something reviews the last time I looked. So I'm going to search again, and let me go for property management, Houston.
This is really good. I like this bright local thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it gives you, and you can do the same thing for Australia. So you got Australia, New Zealand,
that's awesome.
Yep. So Google Maps. This is another client that we worked with, which is Steve Rosenberg of Empire Industries. He does a lot of speaking now for property management and stuff. So let's, okay, so here, let's see where they're at. And Houston, interesting. So they just got bought out by Mind Property Management, and they were another one that we started with over 5 years ago. And I did a training with their staff, and we did the same exact thing. And here we go. So here it is. Look at this, 565 reviews. But what's interesting is that I don't know what's going on with them as well. I mean, we haven't been working because they just got bought out. They have this big conglomerate that bought them out. And so, or this large company. And so we haven't been working with them for over a year now. And so it's very interesting to see what's happening with their results. Like, they're not showing up in the 3-pack anymore. And I can't say that's because they're not working with us or whatever. I'm just saying that bottom line is they're not. But here's 2 things that I want you to take away. Number one, the strategy that I share with you about asking somebody for the review at those key times, at the closing table, when they're by themselves, educate them on how to leave a review. We call that an in-person review strategy. That's our in-person review strategy. And then there's a remote review strategy where we teach people how to use the Google Naked link in order to get reviews remotely. Now, I will tell you that Bright Local has got a really great tool as well that will help you generate that Google Naked link. And I've got to find out, let me just find out where, and by the way, they've got an amazing study that they've done for the past 4 or 5 years that I use a lot in order to help educate the staffs of these locations that we work with on why getting reviews are so important. For example, if you have a 4-star rating or greater, you have an 80% chance of somebody clicking on your business on Google in the maps. If you have a 3-star rating or lower, you have only like a 20 or 30% chance.
Wow.
So you get a 50%, difference there just by improving your star rating by 1 star. And there's all kinds of data in there about how important that, that getting reviews are. For example, if you don't have at least 20 reviews, and they're not if they're not new, if you don't have any new ones within the past 3 to 6 months, then typically they don't have enough reviews to make a decision. And if they're not recent, like in the past 3 to 6 months, then basically you don't have enough new reviews in order for somebody to make a decision. So it's an ongoing process. And
update. Yeah.
Yeah, it really just needs to be, that's why it's a cultural thing. It's not just a one-off, you know what I'm saying, thing that you do. It's a cultural shift that really these, and if you're an individual realtor, you can, and here's the other big thing that I know that people are going to have questions about is, you can have your own Google My Business page. For example, we set one up with Matt Condit, and now he's starting to show up, and he's starting to get phone calls, from his own individual Google My Business page, which is awesome. So what questions do you have?
What you set up for Matt is different to this, isn't it?
What we set up for Matt in terms of what?
Well, when I went to his page, how it had, like, if you want to leave a review, go to Google here. Like, want to leave a great review, go here. Want to give us some other feedback, go here. So setting that up for him.
Yeah.
I think we got that on an email from him.
Okay. Yeah. So if you might want to pull that up pull one of his emails up on your own screen or your own computer, and then show what, because I don't have that, ready to go. But if you can maybe pull one of his emails up, I'll show you right now. This is what Matt Condit's page on Professional Granger Clark's website looks like. And here's one of the ways that we can get reviews is, you can see that, first of all, we market his business with reviews by showing them off on his page here. And these are ways that we do it, is we show that, this is a verified review from Facebook. This is a verified review from Google, and people can click on that and they can go right to his own Google My Business page, and they can see where those reviews are coming from. And it's going to load here in a second. I've just got a lot of tabs open. Hold on, let me close some of these tabs. But it's really important that people understand that. So here is Matt Condit Real Estate.
Actually, I can't remember where I saw it. What he had was, I think it was on the email, or it might have been on his website, I'm not sure. But because it was probably about 6-8 months ago.
Yep.
And it had, want to leave a great review, click here, and it went to Google.
Yep.
Not happy, and it went to a form and just went to him.
Yes. So one of the ways that we get reviews as well on autopilot, like easy button reviews, we call them, is by giving our clients the ability to be able to put a little snippet of code in their signature file that does exactly that. It says, thumbs up, thumbs down, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Thumbs up, review on Google, thumbs down, then click this button. So you're taking the positive review, you're taking online to the public. And if they're not happy, it's just a form. So they don't know where they're going when they click the button. So if they're not happy, then it's just being sent an email to you. So it's not going public, which I thought that's fantastic, if they're not happy, it's not public,
Absolutely.
I just thought that was just such a great way to get the review, and a gatekeeper, to be able to control the review. I thought was really good. So,
So I think what you're saying is if somebody says, thumbs up, then it takes them right to that Google Naked link, right to where they can leave a review. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. And then, which is really powerful. That's one thing that you're going to walk away with today that can literally change your ability to be able to get reviews like overnight, because you can text that review link out, that Google Naked link out, you can email it, and you can, which will allow you to get those to leverage or use what we call the remote review strategy, which is getting reviews remotely when somebody's not in front of you. And so again, this is just Matt's Google My Business page that we set up for him individually as a real estate professional. And you can see that he's got a 4.9 star rating, 57 reviews. And I mean, if anybody's going to think about using Matt, I mean, over time, this is going to like pay big dividends, because it's one of the 5 psychological triggers that get people to make decisions. It's probably one of the most important, because it actually, it just, you know, it tells people what people's experience was like with Matt. And that's what people want to know. And so anyway, so that's and it also, I mean, people will type in, for example, Matt Condit, real estate professional, or they'll type in the business. But more importantly, because each one of you is like your own business owner, most likely they're going to try to find out what other people are saying about you.
Yes.
You know? So they'll type in like Matt Condit, real estate professional. Yeah, and you can see, you know, you'll be able to see like what people are seeing, and there you go. There's his Google My Business page, right there. And this is why it's important to have and build your own reputation, you know. So and I'll show you a little bit more about some other things. Like you can see here's a search audit for a company, and we'll get into this in a second. But let me just show you. I definitely want to show you this. I want to show you the.
I'm so glad you showed me right local. That's so good.
Yep.
I'm going to use that all the time.
Yeah. Yep. Google link. Of course, right when I do one of these, there's somebody goes and starts weed whacking outside.
I know. It's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah. So okay. So here, so if you type in Bright Local review link generator, okay, what's a business that you'd like to generate a link for? One of your.
Mine, Lisa B, real estate trainer.
Okay, but are you okay? But now, okay, Lisa B.
Lisa, real estate.
Wow, you do have your own Google My Business page.
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever generated a link like this?
No.
Okay, so what it's doing is, okay, so check this out. So here's your link that you can send out for people to view your Google My Business reviews. Okay, here's a link for you to get more reviews, and here's for you to see your Google My Business in the SERPs. Okay, now we're gonna do this one first. Check this out. So this, if you want to brag about yourself as a educator, okay, this is what I would send out. I would send this link out. I would say, hey, don't trust me. You know, look at what people are saying about me. Number one, and you can see the reviews that, okay, so this is, that was showing you like your Google My Business page right here, the reviews. And what it does is you notice that after a second, it popped up all of your reviews. Let me do that again. So.
I haven't got enough. I've got to focus on it.
Yes.
This is what I'm doing now. I'm focusing with you, getting reviews.
Focus. Yes. So, and look at what's cool. See how it popped up, like the box to show people your reviews. So that link is when you are in the process of talking to somebody and they're saying, I don't know, Lisa, I don't know if you're the real deal. You know, I don't know if, you know, you can say, hey, look, don't trust me. Look at what other people are saying about us. And then you send them this link, and then it takes them directly to all of your Google reviews and all of your responses as well. Guys, respond to your reviews. That's the other thing. Respond to your reviews as quickly as you can. And if you do, when you ask for reviews, you want to ask for reviews in a very specific way. We call it the 2W review testimonial, 2W strategy. So it's It's what benefits they received and then why they would recommend you. Okay. What benefits and why. And then if they can, have them use keywords like real estate agent,
Yes.
or real estate marketing academy, or like your keywords, because those are the words that Google is going to show you up for. That's how Google knows where to place you in the search results, is by the words that people are using when they leave reviews for your business.
Yes. Awesome.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's one. That's a cool link, isn't it? To just be able to send the link out. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna send it to you in chat.
Oh, thank you.
So you don't have to do any work. There you go. All right.
It's 11 o'clock at night over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too late for you to do work. It's too late for you to do work. So I'm gonna do all the work for you. Okay. So wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for the magic. Just wait for the magic. Boom.
Yay.
That box right there is, and it's gonna happen in a second. This box, I hope you understand how magically magical this is.
Ah, awesome.
You understand okay. So instead of me going and telling somebody, oh, you want to leave me a review, I'm playing Lisa. I would love for you to leave me a review about my real estate coaching and training. Just go to Google, type in Lisa B real estate coaching, and then when you get there, go to the right-hand side, click on that box, go scroll down to where it says leave reviews, and then then click again on the stars. I mean, no, it's like there's no way. So trust me, because I've tried it, and if I did this with my mom or somebody else, like they would never figure it out. No. So here's the simple way to do it. You send them the Google naked link. You are naked because when you send somebody here, it doesn't have that intermediary step that you were talking about, like Matt Condon has, where if somebody says they had a bad experience, we send them to a page where we just get the feedback and Google doesn't get the review. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where, this is, if there's one thing you took away today, this is it. I would hope that you guys would take this away and use it and send it out when you have that reviewable moment, that referable moment.
Absolutely. I'm doing it.
Okay, good. Now here's the third link, and it's the see your Google My Business in the SERPs, and we're gonna see your business in the SERPs, and there it is. So you've got three links. One that shows your reviews that you can use once you get some amazing reviews. Another one to get reviews when you have that reviewable moment. And by the way, what I'm doing right now is basically my review culture training that I do with like you're doing up in front of the room here. I do it remotely, and I'm on Zoom in the front of the class here, and I do this also live as well. But here's and then if you want people to see your results, or if you want to check your results in terms of where you're showing up in search and what's going and what people are seeing when they are looking for your individual reputation. This is what people always ask me, Lisa, what are the directories that we need to focus on in order to get more reviews on? Or even more so, if I've got some negative stuff on the first page, how can I get that pushed off? Okay. Here's how you do it. First, you look at what's up at the top and you say, okay, I want to get more reviews here on this, because if you can get reviews here, you can get stars right by it, and that will help you. You might be able to, by the way, this is your website, right? So you can use a what's called schema code in order to get the reviews, the stars to show up from this page as well, okay? Okay. That's another thing I would do. Another thing that I would do is I would go to LinkedIn, and I would really focus on getting reviews on LinkedIn and on Facebook as well, okay? These are all the things that you know, on Real Estate Wire, or find find local. You can get reviews on, I guarantee you. Your YouTube channel is showing up. Now, if you have something, let's say there's a there's a link here that you want to get pushed off the first page, then what you need to do is you need to focus specifically on these other directories and other links that are just below it, and focus on them in order to get more content on them so that they will be pushed above that negative link that's on the first page.
Push it down. Yes.
If there's something like that that you want to get pushed down. So, so that is really what I would do. Now,
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, what questions do you have?
I don't think I have any on that. I think that's awesome. That's great. Just to be able to send that out, get people to send the links to do the review straight away. That's awesome. Because like you said, you can't. You know, if you go, oh, can you go there and do this and do this? And like, nah, it's just not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And the other thing is marketing those reviews, like getting them, you know, on, you know, your page, you know, for the company that you're with. You know, creating your own Google My Business page, like I said, as a real estate professional, so that you can build up your own reviews. I mean, this is so critical as a professional. I mean, it's really important for you to do that. And then the other thing is for, like, you know, Northern Coast, like we've got them, you know, we're posting the reviews on their website. And so and then also it's creating review videos, getting review videos. And we work with our staff to work with our client staff in order to get reviews. Now, here's another example of our reviews being posted to our client's website. And you can see that
they're from Google, yes?
No, they're from Facebook, they're from Google. And if anybody wants to click on them, they can go right to them. This is all hyperlinked. So they can go right to this review and verify that it's on Google, and then or Facebook or wherever it's at.
Okay. Do these automatically populate, or do you have to put them in? Yeah,
well, no, the client doesn't have to put them in. My team puts them in.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, my team streams, and that's part of what we do. In addition to, you know, the other really big thing is let's see, we did Matt Condit. I'm really curious to see where is let's see. Okay, we did yours. Let's see. Where is that? Matt. There we go.
I've done a fair bit of work with my Google business page lately. I've been just posting. Yeah. But I've got to get the reviews. That's something that I'm lacking. I have to ask for them, which is bad.
And you can see, like, Matt's got 57, but here's the other thing is that we're doing and we're working on with him is, you know, the one thing, I don't know if we've done a lot with him. We have done some videos, but what we have done with, like, I think we did with professionals Northern Coast. Let's see. Let's see. So we did these review videos, okay? And this is what's really cool is that, so when somebody's, like, looking for Professionals Northern Coast in Butler, you can see they've got 112 reviews. I mean, it's phenomenal, a great reputation. And look at these videos. We've got video reviews for them.
How did you get those?
So we keyword optimized them. And what we did is we just took one of their Google reviews. But what's even better is when we actually get a live video testimonial from somebody with their iPhone. And then what we do is we use our professional spokesmodel to introduce the video and our primetime graphics and everything.
We love sharing good news. So when someone says something great about us and experiences our 5-star service, well, we have to share it. Here's what they had to say.
So
it never gets old when someone posts these types of experiences.
Yeah,
online.
so you can see we're showing off the Google review that they've already gotten, and we're reinforcing that page that people would go to in order to, before they make a decision, to go with them, they're going to type in professionals Northern Coast Butler and then the word reviews or just by itself, and they want to see what's on this page. And when we've got a video carousel of a bunch of videos, it helps.
Were those videos, was that put into the Google business page, was it?
These videos were not put on the Google
okay.
page. Yeah, they were not. Well, they were as well. Yes, we do upload them to the Google My Business page, typically as a video that's separately on the Google My Business page. But these are on YouTube. These are on YouTube, and that's the reason why they're showing as a carousel there, which takes up a lot of real estate, no pun intended, on that first page. You know?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So another very, very powerful strategy for just dominating that first page with like taking a page out of your, dominate, real estate, what you're trying to do. If you really want to dominate the first page of Google for your keyword with the word reviews, which people would type in, this is the way to do it. You take it over with videos, with, on the right-hand side, your Google My Business page, and then you just work on, like I said, getting reviews on all of these other directory listings that maybe, don't have the love that you have with Google here in terms of the number of reviews and the stars showing up, etc. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it's my mission to get some videos like that. I'm going to do those. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Good.
And then the other thing I was going to show you, I can show you some of the other stuff here. I want to show you, and I'm going to pull it up on my some of my emails here, because I really want to show you that that result, or the the little snippet in the emails. But beyond that, go ahead and ask a question. I'm going to close my window here. What questions do you have?
Not really. I've got lots of questions on SEO, but that's just too complicated. Isn't it now? It's still, is SEO still, it's reviews. Is it still social? Is it still the keywords? What's changed? Anything?
Great question. Okay. So what we do is, remember I told you the first thing that we do things kind of in reverse. We do things in reverse order, really. We start with reputation, and then we go to, typically most of the time, 90% of the time, we go to local SEO. So what is local SEO? In other words, how do you actually show up on the maps? Because that's really what local SEO is. So if for example, let's think of a real estate company that you would like to find. Let's see,
because let's face it, with real estate, it is just, you need to be localized. You don't need to take on the world. You just need to dominate your particular area.
Yep. So let me show you 1 second. I'm going to show you this. I think this will solidify in your mind, in your clients' minds, like what's going on here. So here's our client that we worked with, and I knew they were still showing up here, so it was kind of strange as results. But here's Empire Industries again. 565 reviews. One of the reasons, now, if you're a local business, you're right. I want to show up on the maps because and I'll just tell you right now, guys, here's what's going on. About 20% of people will click on these ads, okay? About 30 to 40% of people will click in the maps section here. And then the other remaining people will click on the organic section down here for the website. Does that make sense?
Actually, I can't see your screen anymore.
Oh, sorry. Jeez. All right. Okay. So 20 to 30% of people will click right here.
Yeah.
In the ads.
Yes.
20 to 30% will click right here on the maps.
Yeah.
And then the remainder will click down here in what we call the organic section. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the reason why, and by the way, you can see, look at this. How many people are searching for this keyword on a monthly basis? 1,600. The cost per click, Lisa, is $39.
Yeah.
Okay? And the competition is 0.68 out of 1. That's pretty high. So when we started working, when I'll tell you, when Steve came to me 5 years ago and he said, Ryan, we just want to get our phone to ring. And I said, okay, Steve, I'll there's this new thing called Google Maps. This is 5 or 6 years ago. Same with Kevin. I said, here's what I would do. Let's do a training with your staff. He does a lot of public speaking like you do. And every time that he ended, he just asked for people to take out their smartphones, and he did what I call an in-person review strategy. And he said, open Google Maps, go and do a search for, this is kind of the hard way, but he still got a lot of reviews because he had so many people at that one moment when he had that reviewable moment happen, which is the end of the presentation. So having said that, that's how he started showing up here. And see, they got bought out by Mind. He got purchased by them about a year ago. And before they left, I can tell you that from these 1,600 searches a month, he was getting 200 to 300 inbound, pre-qualified, pre-sold customers saying, hey, I'm ready to get going. I want to just know more about your business. I've already seen your ad on Google. I saw you in the map section with all your reviews. And then I went down here and I saw you again in the organic section. And then I went to your website. I'm ready to go. Let's, how do we sign up basically? So I'll just give you guys an idea here. What that means now is that we conservatively estimate in terms of dollars, what's showing up here on the map really means to them for an area that has that kind of search volume. And by the way, Kevin Knight had the same scenario going on in San Antonio. 200 to 300 inbound phone calls. I've got a review testimonial from both of these guys saying the same thing, that they were getting that number of phone calls. And if, let's say their conversion rate was, let's say it was like, what? You got to convert at least 5 and 100, right? So, right? Okay, so 5 and 100, that means 10 new doors a month. And each new door, it could be multiple, but let's just count them as one, okay? So let's just say it's one new door. Each door is worth about $3,000 a year on average. That's conservative. And then you multiply that times 3 years, because that's the average length of time they keep these doors. That's $9,000. Let's just round it off to 10. Okay, round it up to 10. So each one's worth 10. That means if they're getting 10 new doors a month, that's 10 new doors a month times $10,000 in value, lifetime value. That's $100,000 a month that this is meaning to their business, that just showing up here like this with this number of reviews, because look, no one's really close to them. They're a head and shoulder, winner when people see this result here. There's no one else they're going to call. So that's over $1.2 million in revenue, in actual revenue per year. So I just want you guys to understand how important this is. Now, you might not be in an area that has this kind of search volume, but I can still tell you that over time, this is like the tortoise and the hare race. The hare doesn't always win. It's not always the Google ad. This is why we actually start with the other strategy first. We want to build your reputation so that when people, and then we do your local SEO, so that, because we want you to show up here on the maps, we want you to show up on the maps with a great reputation. So we work on that first, then we work on your local SEO, and then we run your Google ads, because typically you're going to see, and I'll do another search here for property management. Let me just do a search for property management San Antonio.
Just while you're doing that, I mean, it's important for Australia here too, because to show up in the 3 parts, as you said, to show up in the paid ad, to show up in the Google map, and then to show in the organic search. So you're on 3 times. We don't have the same system, like the multi-list system that you have over there. What do you call it? Not multi-list. What do you call it?
Multiple listings, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, multiple listings.
MLS.
Yeah. So we don't have that. So as an agent, when we promote a property, we actually also attract the buyers. So there's not really buyers agents. We attract all the buyers. So to be able to go into a listing presentation here and to be able to say, this is the way that we're going to attract the buyers, you type in this suburb, you know, like real estate agents in Runaway Bay where I am. And if I'm on there 3 times, well, who's going to be attracting the most buyers? You know, who else would you list with? Why would you go with anybody else if I'm on here 3 times? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's also a listing tool. It's not only the people that you attract from going to the page. It's also, you know, by telling owners that you are going to be attracting those buyers as well.
Absolutely, Lisa. It's, in other words, it's the owners and the buyers. Because when the owners see that you are going to be the one that's going to adequately market their property, because people are going to see your company, and therefore it's going to be increasing the likelihood that they're going to sell their property through your company, then they're going to go with your company, because they know that the buyers are going to potentially buy their house are going to want to go and work with a company that actually has a great reputation. So it works both ways, like you said.
Yeah. So you're getting the reviews, you're getting you're getting everything.
Yeah. And
the market, you're also demonstrating that you know how to market. Yes.
Yes. Because that's what they want. They're counting on you to be a marketing professional. And how can they count on you to do that if you're not even showing up here on the maps yourself? You know what I'm saying? And
say, I can market your property, but I can't even appear on Google.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really,
and by the way, go and look up our company. You know, you can look up, you know, Accelerate Marketing San Diego, and look at the 200 plus reviews that we've accumulated over the last 10 years of being in business. You'll notice there's a lot of realtors, a lot of property management companies in there. This is who we work with, and this is who we work with over the years. And the strategy that these companies have learned, I will say that we got a lot of these 500 reviews for these guys in the first 4 or 5 years. Since we haven't really been working with them too much in the past year to 2 years, they've kind of fallen off. It's a relearning, because you have turnover in the companies, and it's a constant re-education and culture building that really needs to happen. And that's where we really excel, and that's what makes us really different. And the other thing that makes us different is we've got a tool that allows you guys to request reviews via a texting system. I can't stress how important that is, guys. To be able to text a request for a review is a game changer, because 99% of text messages are opened.
Yes.
And only about 20% of emails are opened. Okay. So we get about a 50% conversion rate on a text request for review versus only about a 3% on an email. I want you guys to hear that. That's very important. Okay. So the other thing now the third phase, so we've already gone into reputation management, which means getting reviews with the Google Naked Link and all the other strategies I told you about. Second strategy is local SEO. And by the way, I'm going to show you guys really quick the results here. So you asked, what is local SEO? Local SEO is broken down into 7 different categories. And we identify these as links and authority, rank checker, which is Google My Business, local listings, reputation, Google My Business, on-site SEO, and social channels. So each one of these, it's really simple. We make it really simple for our clients. We just want these boxes all to be green, okay? And if they're not green, then there's a problem. And this guy actually came to me and he said, Ryan, can you help me? He found me on one of our YouTube videos that we market our company with. And we give out, free information out there, which is, by the way, one of the things I would recommend that you guys do. So I did this audit for him. Okay. This is our local search audit for him. And so if we want to find out how to fix any one of these, so it's red light, green light, yellow light. Okay. So it's like a traffic signal. I mean, obviously yellow is decent, but it's not green. Red is bad. Green is good. So if we want to find out how to fix the red, we just click on it, and it takes us right down here to how they can fix it. So here's a very intricate explanation of all of these different categories here. And my team goes in and we fix all of these issues for our clients. The rank checker, how do we fix it? So we go in here and we look at, first of all, they're just not showing up for any of these keywords. And so, you know, that's one of the things. And now local listings, how do we fix these? You can see that they're found on some of these, but some of their information is not correct. Like their name is not correct. And all of these, anything in red or X's needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then finally, on-site SEO, how do we fix that? Well, there's a lot you can see. Here's all the red, the errors. There's 2 errors here. We can click on this to find out the details. We fix all of these errors on their website. Page descriptions are not correct. Alt tags, word count. It's not mobile friendly. We got to increase the mobile speed. The physical address showing up. Here's the schema markup is not showing up on their website the way it should be. And then finally, social channels. We got to fix this. And then, so you can see, we work on this stuff until the client is green across the board. And once that happens, that's when they show up. That's when they start showing up here in the search results on the maps, is when they're green across the board.
Yeah.
So we make it really paint by numbers. We keep it really simple, and we keep track of the results week after week for our clients and month after month. And we meet with them every month to explain to them what's going on. And then finally, what we need to do is we need to talk about ads, because once we've got your reputation and we're effectively showing off that reputation in organic, and then typically what will happen is once we do the local SEO as well, you'll also show up here in the organic section with your website. So you'll be here as well when we do the local SEO with the 7 green boxes. The only other thing we've got to do is we just got to get you to show up here in the ads. Okay. Yeah. And that's what we've done for them. You can see there's an ad here. And then the other thing is we can actually get you to show up here in the ads on the maps. So even if you don't have, and this is something we kind of run the local SEO in tandem, as long as you've got a good reputation, a good number of reviews, because what we'll do is for example, if you, let's say, this is a great example, they've got 21 reviews and they got a 4.6 star rating, but they want to at least be considered, even though, my goodness, Real Property Management has 874 and a 4.7 star rating. At least they're in the game. There's a chance that somebody might click on this and go to their website and be convinced to actually call them up and give them a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the reason. And that's the reason why the recency of reviews is really important, because if this guy, all 21 of these reviews came in the last 4 or 5 months, and this guy's got 874, but the last one he got was 6 months ago, this guy's gonna win.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Google likes recent stuff, don't they? They like current things.
Well,
it's
not just Google. It's actually the person that's actually looking at the reviews. That's what we found out.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. So how many reviews do you think minimum you need? Did you say 20?
I would say it used to be 10 and now I think it's 20.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, that's
Yep. And then you can verify all this stuff because Bright Local is great. 2019 local survey report. Okay. These are all my really good strategies. Hopefully I get a few clients out of this. I'm giving you guys everything here. This is all the good stuff that we've used, but here's the local consumer review survey. 90% of consumers, look at this. I mean, this doesn't tell you the importance. 90% of consumers use the internet to find a local business in the past year, with 30% looking every day. 82% of consumers read online reviews for local businesses, with 52% of 18 to 54-year-olds saying they always read reviews. The average consumer reads 10 reviews before feeling able to trust a business. Like I said, I think it's higher than that now.
Yes.
53% of people would consider using a business, with only 53 with less than a 4-star. If it's greater than a 4-star, it's 80%. And if it's less than 3-star, it's only, like I said, it's like 20 to 30%.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If somebody's only got 1 or 2 stars, I wouldn't.
Exactly. The average consumer spends 13 minutes and 45 seconds reading reviews before making a decision. Average consumers read reviews. 97% of read business reviews, responses reviews. So it's not just the reviews. It's the responses that people read.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And here's like, this just goes on. If you want to get into the nitty gritty, how frequently to use the internet to find a local business. It breaks everything down. These stats are just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So
I always read it. Like if I see somebody's got a bad review, I always read to see what the owner wrote, whether they're passive aggressive, whether they're nice, how they dealt with the complaint, like just to see what kind of people they are or what sort of business they are. I think most people will do that, won't they?
Absolutely, because look, and it's the nuances of it. And we actually coach and train our staff and to talk to our clients and teach them how to respond to reviews, because it's very important that the person feels heard, that you don't just brush over and say, nah, you're totally wrong. It's like, okay, I completely understand why you'd feel frustrated about the fact that we did not get out and fix your toilet within 24 hours. I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we did get out there in hour 36, and we did make it right. We promise that we will, make it right in the future. And if there's anything we can do, please call us or please respond here. Try to take it offline if you can, but you're right. It's how you respond to the reviews. And here's the thing. Keep in mind, owners and tenants are going to be seeing your response. So if you're a pushover on a tenant and an owner sees that, they're going to be like, do I really want this company representing me? You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
In other words, some of those tenant reviews that are bad for an owner, they might not look at that as being very bad. If you're holding up the owner's, if you're getting their social security deposit back and that person's mad because you actually did that, what the owner's going to look at that and be like, that's the company I want representing me.
Like if it's like, our job is to take care of the owner's property, and unfortunately, you didn't do the right thing by the property and we had to take the deposit,
Absolutely.
So, no, definitely. No, that's really good. This Bright Local's awesome.
Yeah. This is, one of the tools that we use. Anybody can get started today. I just wanted to give you guys, I've been doing this for a long time. We actually, and what I will say is if there's any big players out there that are watching this, the number one strategy that we are currently using is spam fighting. There are so many companies out there that are at the wrong location, that have duplicate listings, that are cheating the system, that are keyword stuffing their titles of their business. They're putting in the word real estate and they shouldn't be. It's not the name of their actual name of their business. Yeah. And as a result, they are literally stealing from you, and Google will not do anything about it. I'm just going to tell you this right now. Google is an engineering company. They are not a customer service company. So it's up to us as digital marketing professionals to represent our clients to, number one, protect them from actually being deleted potentially from other competitors for these same strategies that they might be breaking and not knowing it. But number two, for us to properly delete competitors, or at least have them change the title of their business so that they are not keyword stuffing their title so that they rank ahead of you. There's a lot of this going on. And one of the worst offenders, I'm just going to say it, is Ray White. Ray White is out there, and they almost every single time in Australia, they put in the word real estate or realtor or property manager or property management. And I'm just telling you, like, it is like completely, illegal and wrong. And it's against the Google terms of service. It's not illegal. It's just against Google's terms of service. And so, I don't know, what's a big, I'll show you.
So where in the Google Business page title, or do you just mean keyword stuffing a page? Or
in just the Google My Business title of their Google My Business page. I'm going to show you an example so you can see it.
Okay.
What's one of the bigger cities that you want me to look up there? Biggest. Brisbane. Okay.
It's Brisbane.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you know we don't call them weed whackers? We call them whippersnippers.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Love it. Here, hold on.
Aussie for weed whacker, whippersnipper.
Whippersnipper. I love it. I kind of screwed up the accent there, but all right. So here we go. So we got Brisbane Property Management Online. I will almost guarantee you that this company is like, here's another one. Rent Trends, property management company in Brisbane. Like this, I couldn't give you a better example than this. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Their company name is Rental Trends, but they put a dash here, which is a clear giveaway that they're breaking the rules, and they literally stuff the title of their Google My Business page with the keyword property management company in Brisbane. I mean, it literally so what will happen, I can tell you, is we will go in and suggest an edit right off the bat. And they will now just be Rental Trends. And then they will fall off. They will no longer show up here in the 3-pack. Does that make sense? So if you're, let's go to more places. If you're one below, let's say you're down here. Oh, here's Ray White. Here we go. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They do this every time, and they're a national company. They're like multi-million-dollar company, and they break the rule every single time. And this is crazy. And so anyway, so they, ironically, would actually, if we got this deleted, if we got this changed, just Rental Trends, they would move up and go into the 3-pack, and they'd show up in the 3-pack, but they wouldn't, because I would also report them. So let's say Willcom Commercial Property Management was my company, then they would be in the 3-pack, because I just went in and we did. Now the other, and we got the title to be changed. Now the other thing that we can have changed is, again, if they are not at the location, or if maybe it's not even a real business. A lot of these companies are just a lot of real estate SEO companies are creating fake Google My Business pages just for the purpose of generating leads, and so we can get them deleted. You're
very passionate about getting your clients at the top, aren't you? It's like, I'm going to knock you off and up you go.
I mean, we're like, bam, because like you gotta, because it's like, it's not fair, because ultimately who is supposed to be showing up is not showing up. And it's not based on the validity of the company. And that's what is, I think is unfair, is that the proper company that actually does a really good job is actually not showing up in the position that they need to be showing up in, or that they.
Everyone that watches this video are now going to go, look at their competitors. What are they doing?
That's what I want them to do. And I want them to call us, and I want them to, you can find us you can WhatsApp me, in like Lisa and I've been doing, you can, directly. My number in the US is 561-309. Do you mind if I share it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of me is 561-309-0050. Again, 561-309-0050. You can also, let's look at our company. What's that?
Yeah. I'll put it on the page as well.
Okay.
Yeah. For your details. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. That, SEO is just, it used to be so complicated. I mean, it still is, but you've got so many more tools now, don't you? You know, with the
Yeah.
maps and organic and ads, and, you know, there's so many different ways to skin a cat, but yeah.
There really are. And but here's the thing is that, you know, it's just, there's a lot of strategies that can be implemented in order to get people results. And this is what I want people to understand is that, you know, there's not just one strategy, there's multiple different ways that we can get you results. And I just want people to see that. I want people to see that. And you know, the other strategy that's really big, the two biggest strategies. So on our team, we have Crystal is one of our top experts, and she's been nominated as being one of the top local SEO experts in the world by Bright Local. You can look at their one of their recent studies and or their blog posts, and they independent survey came in, and Google or not, and the people, her peers, nominated her as being one of the top females in the world in local SEO, which is awesome. She's been on our team for about 3 years, and she is literally like on the pulse of what's going on. And we just attended a large local meeting of all the experts in the world, about 100 of us, and unanimously, the two things that we all said were the two top strategies were spam fighting, which is what I just showed you, and then local link building. Yes. And I'll share with that. We'll talk about that the next time. I'm going to leave that as so local link building is a very, very powerful strategy, and it's one that helps us get all of our clients to the top of Google, along with spam fighting, very, very quickly. So
that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Do you know, have you heard of the SEO rapper? Is he still around?
I don't know.
No? Okay. Now, there was this guy, used to be around like 10 years ago. I was really into SEO like about 10 years ago. And there was this guy, and he used to like sing at sing, rap, whatever, at a lot of the events. Uh-huh. And he'd make up all these rapping songs about SEO. Yeah. Anyway.
I can do a rap. No, I'm just kidding. All right. No, that was my try to rap. So anyway, so here, if you type in Accelerate Marketing San Diego, you can see our Google My Business page, 223 reviews. And then you can see here's Kevin Knight from Liberty Property Management talking about how many, you can see all our video carousel and our images and all that. So yeah, you can go to our website and all that from here as well. But anyway, yeah, let me know if you got
page. You watch all the agents when I post this, they'll all be going, yeah, anyway, we'll get them talking. But like I said, it's got to be a level playing field, and it's got to be right. And I mean, most of them won't even know, most of them won't even know that they're breaking the rules. So
they won't. And the number one question I get from my clients is will my competitors actually know that it's me that's actually turning them in?
Oh yeah, do they?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
that's
they need
the number one question I get. And I'm like, no, you don't have to worry about it. We deal directly with Google, and it's totally between us and Google. And
right.
There's no.
So does it nominate you? Does it nominate you, or it doesn't nominate anybody? You just say suggested review. This is the incorrect address or incorrect name, and then Google can say to them, we want you to supply.
No, Google doesn't even go to them. If we provide the information, which we do, we'll go out, we'll send somebody to take a picture of the location if we have to. We go to the state, like for Florida, for example, or San Diego or California. There's a directory for each state of the actual businesses that are registered with that state. Or in Australia, the same thing. If that company is not listed in that state directory, then we just provide that information to Google, and we say, look, this is where they're located at. This is the business. There's no business in sunbiz.org, for example, for our state that shows that this company is in existence at all. So this is a fake company. It's on Google My Business, and it needs to be deleted. And then Google just, boom, just takes it. It's gone.
Oh, no, cool.
That's just one way to do it. Now the title portion of it, we then suggest an edit. And by the way, all the stuff that I was talking about before, we have a Google liaison that we talk to. So we have a contact there.
Right, link to God.
Yeah, they make all of our, so, that's how we get things done. It typically takes between, 4 to 8 weeks. We can get it done sooner typically, but I like to under promise and over deliver as opposed to the other way around. We do this for personal injury attorneys. Oh my gosh. It's, those clicks are worth $1,000 a click. We're talking major, if, deal here. So let's go personal
injury lawyer.
Yeah. Watch this. Okay, so personal injury attorney, Dallas. This is obviously a big city. 720 searches, $56 per click. That's very cheap actually for them. But a lot of times you'll see, if you go and you look at more places, there's just tons of spam. There's tons of companies that are, they'll stuff their listing with the word personal injury attorney. Now this one's cleaned up because we've done a lot of the cleaning here, but you get the point. It's major dollars are at stake here.
Yeah, exactly, and they've got to be right. Yeah.
So anyway.
Thank you so much, Ryan. That was awesome. I learned a lot, and I'll definitely be using that Bright Local thing. Definitely, 100%. That's my new best friend. Yeah,
and if you have any, if you have any of the people that you work with that or your clients that are realtors or property managers that and you're seeing the spam going on, and you're seeing that they need more reviews, we can help them. We've helped Matt, we've helped a lot of different companies, a lot of professionals, brand, we've helped, it's on just so many of them, just get up and running and start getting reviews, and it's reflected.
Well, like I said, I like how it's more automated. I love Matt's that it's just the good goes there, the not so good is offline. So, I liked all that, and how you set that up. I thought that was really brilliant. So
we can help. Yeah. It's easy. It can be an easy process if you've got the right tools. It can really, and you've got the culture built up. It can really be an easy process for them.
No, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
All right, Lisa.
Get to bed. It's 12:15 here.
You better get to bed.
Don't I look amazing though for 12:15?
You do.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll be in touch, and I'll put all your details on the post, and I'll tag you in and everything too.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. See ya.